But anyway, today I'm going to take advantage of this to show you how I make my longer leaders. One of the problems with a longer leader is when you connect it to your loop knot, it gets caught up in your guides. There's different things you can do. A lot of people do with different things, but I'm just going to show you what I do when I fish, say, a 13 to 16 foot long leader. Advantages to that longer leader, and that's why I'm using it. And there's disadvantages too. So that's what we're going to touch upon today, and hopefully we'll get a few fish and talk about that long leader. Now keep in mind, this is the connection that I use when I'm using a floating line. If I'm using a sinking line, I use a regular loop. I use the 50-foot piece of line, but just a regular 2-3 inch stretch, and then my loop, and then I attach my leader to that. So this is what I use with my floating lines. Not all the time, but most of the time. As long as we don't go into that second loop. A little bigger than I thought. As per the leader itself, it's an integrated system. I have adopted using from my 8 and 10 weight rods. I use about a 6-foot piece of 50-pound regular monofilament. You can use any connection knot you want. I like to use the uni to uni. You can use surgeons, or you can use a blood knot, whatever you like to use to your 30-pound monofilament. This is just regular monofilament. You can use any type you want. This is about 5 feet. So I got, this is 6 feet plus to about approximately 5 feet of 30. And to that, I do my loop knot, and that's where I have my, I guess you would call your tippet. And you can actually drop another piece. This is a 15-pound tippet, and I started about 3 feet. And now it's down to, it's got to be 18 inches or plus, somewhere in there now. 1.5 now. But you can drop also if you want to make them longer and thinner. If you're going to be fishing smaller flies, you can drop a 20-25 and then drop your 12 or lighter leader. So it's I like to put the loop here so I could play with that front. But that 30-pound to that 50-pound is going to last me a good long while. And actually the 50-pound will last a good long while. So you got your nice long leader, you got a bit of a taper, and you got toughness, and it's going to last. That's how I set up my leader. And we'll talk about the knot in a little bit. And today I am just using right now a Chartreuse Clouser 2.0, small eyes, but not about the fly today, about the leader. So we'll take a look at that there connection in just a moment, but the knot that I like to use on that 50-pound leader to the fly line is a nail knot, but you can use any fly line connection knot that you prefer to use, and I'll show you the magic in a little bit. But I just keep in mind nail knot. There's a lot of reference to videos about them, and it's just I use a standard nail knot to the fly line. And we'll take a look at the top and close, and I'll show you what I do. And that knot will just fly right out of those guides. I didn't even hear it. Oh wow, it's a nice looking fluke. How big he is. He's close. Could be a nice sized fish. Underneath that moss, right there. Very cool. All right, let me show you the knot before it gets dark. The connection. It's more of a connection. It's a knot in a connection. But that's it. Not the prettiest looking thing. Like I said, there is a nail knot. Just do your standard nail knot, and that's all I did here. When you're done with your nail knot, clip it, trim, and I use Aquaseal. And I put a bead of Aquaseal over that knot. You let it dry and you can form it somewhat. It don't have to look perfect or pretty, but you can make it perfect and pretty. As you can see, mine is kind of, well, you know, there. But it does work. And just a little bead of Aquaseal just to go over those threads to make it smooth. And that will slide right through your guides. So you can work with that longer leader. You can bring it through your guides with no worries. And again, I use 50-pound mono. Now you notice there's no loop. My loop is way down here. Well, down there. So this is tied right to my 30, but you can drop a loop on there so you can make it even more integrated of a system. So you can change out that bottom end. This is all the magic right there, just a bead of Aquaseal. Not the prettiest, but you can make it look pretty. Works great. And you can see, it slides right through the guides. Bring it right down. Now you can hear it stopped up there because my main knot, my middle knot hit. There's no, you're never gonna bring a fish up that high without breaking the rod anyway. And it slides right through the guides. As long as you don't tangle it. Length of 50-pound leader I use with the loop on the end about 6 feet, nail knot to your fly line, and just a drop of Aquaseal, and do that to your 30, tie it up to your 30, and then loop that up and drop on your tippet or make your leader longer than your tippet, and that little drop of Aquaseal will do it. But give it a go or not, and it works for me. And I'm tired. All right. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe to the channel or not, comment, and always remember, fish your ways. And we'll see you next time. Have a great afternoon, night, evening, wherever you are.